G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. I just quickly wanted to touch on something that I noticed in The Acolyte, in these first two episodes of The Acolyte. And that is the fact that there's a lot of ADR in this. And there's also, it looks like to me, I've just noticed something, a lot of reshoots, or not a lot of reshoots, just something that I noticed that I just wanted to touch on here. Now, this might explain too why the budget of this show is so blown out and so big at $180 million. At least that's what's being reported. I don't always believe it because we've heard bullshit from them in the past. So it could be well and truly a lot more than that, but we don't know. We've got to take it from face value. But still, even $180 million to produce this show, 8 episodes at 30 minutes an episode, is absolutely mind-blowing, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of things really quickly. So let me just share this with you. Now, throughout this show, there's a lot of ADR. There's a lot of moments where you don't see the person that's speaking and you can see the mouth still moving while words aren't being spoken, or vice versa. The mouth isn't moving and there's words being spoken. But the one that's the most noticeable is when Sol goes to essentially interrogate the guy in the prison. Now, there's a couple of things that I do want to just touch on with this. Once we blow this up, let's go.
The Jedi Killer is evil. I sensed her darkness.
Okay, so he says the Jedi Killer is evil, but this is before we get to the ADR stuff. This was the guy that was in the prison with the thing over his face completely tripping out, right? How does he know that May or Osha, whatever the hell her name is actually a Jedi killer? And how did he sense her darkness? I made this comment in my review of it in regards to the sensing the darkness. Does that mean he's force sensitive? Does that mean he could have the potential there to be force sensitive? I don't know, but in a way, he sensed her darkness. But how did he know that she was a Jedi killer? Did he not have the thing over his mask when she got taken into the prison ship and put into her cell and they're like, get in there, Jedi killer, and he heard that? Who knows? We don't know, but from what we've seen with this guy, he shouldn't really know, at least from my understanding, that she is the Jedi killer. But then it goes on.
Beware.
Quiet your mind and tell me.
So he calms him down, and this is where, pay attention to his mouth when his face isn't on screen.
What happened to the young woman?
She helped me, and I betrayed her and took the last escape pod.
Okay, did you see that? After he says, she helped me, and then I took the last escape pod, between those two sentences, there's a pause, and his mouth, you can clearly see that his mouth is still moving.
Quiet your mind and tell me. What happened to the young woman?
She helped me, and I betrayed her and took the last escape pod.
Sorry, it's after the sentence, I betrayed her, sorry.
And I betrayed her and took the last escape pod.
But I'll try and slow it down in my editing so that you can actually see with the audio, so that you can see that his mouth is still moving. Now, in regards to just the ADR and stuff like that, don't these people who are given massive budgets to produce these shows able to do a storyboard or something like that? Aren't they able to put a storyboard up and go, okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. Oh, if we do that, then this over here doesn't make sense, so we have to change that. And then change it before they start shooting or start recording or whatever the case may be. It certainly doesn't seem that way. It seems like they get to a certain point in the story and they're like, oh shit, that means that this now doesn't make sense. We're going to have to go back and re-record, and hopefully we can find a spot that we can put the ADR into. That's really what it comes across like. And this isn't the only moment in The Acolyte where we do get the ADR stuff. But there's something else that I really, really wanted to show you. And that's this moment here. So this is when Sol has gone out. This is in episode 2. This is when Sol's gone out to confront May, right? And Osha is sort of left behind. I don't know why she didn't go running out there or anything like that, but that's not the purpose of this video. I want you to look in the background over here, right? There's a person walking down the hallway, and I mentioned this on my review, and the edit, I just thought it was a really, really, really bad edit. But the more I think about this and the more I've seen this, the more this character that's walking down here looks like a Jedi. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right? Got the cloak on and everything. Could even be May. It kind of half looks a little purple, but either way, it does look like a Jedi figure, right? Walking down this hallway. Then it cuts to a close-up shot of her looking at her droid, and then it cuts back to a close-up of her head from the side. Jedi person has disappeared, right?
What's going on, Yod?
And then completely gone when we see the very next cut. But then if you look down in this bottom corner down here, you'll see that person again come around the corner.
Sol is trying to find out who trained May.
You see the shadow there? Now, it is only very, very quickly, right? You can see a bit of the cape there coming out.
On his comms.
And then you can see that first foot. And you can see because it's the same cloak, right? So it makes me think, is this what this scene was shot for? You know what I mean? Like, this could be a completely different scene from somewhere else, and they've just had to put this scene in there to try and make the story make more sense. I mean, I'm just speculating here, and I'm just throwing it out there. But this could answer the question, because I don't think that there's been any real reports that they have done major reshoots or they had to rewrite anything or anything like that. But with the ADR, the amount of ADR that we've seen in these first 2 episodes, it certainly wouldn't surprise me if they certainly didn't storyboard this actual show out and actually do what you're supposed to do when you're writing these shows and directing them and all of that sort of thing. And they had to go back and make corrections. And it's amazing to me to think that if that is the case, that we still got something this damn bad. Because if they thought to go back and do ADR to make corrections to try and hopefully make it make more sense, and it still doesn't make sense, it still looks horrible and it still sounds horrible and it's still clunky and it's all over the place and the editing's still bad, well then what did they correct? I'd like to see what it was that was actually being said in that first clip that I showed you before they actually changed what he said. But then, like I said, in this scene, I thought it was just an editing error. That the Jedi person, the person that looks like a Jedi, walks around the corner and then disappears and then essentially walks around the corner again. The funny thing is that in both circumstances of this person coming around the corner, you don't know who it is. There's never any interaction between Osha and that actual character.
Your thoughts still go to your sister.
Because you see there, it cuts back to May after a little bit more of the fight and then obviously the discussion, the information dump that they give you. That seems to be what all the dialogue is in this. It's for the audience's sake, not for the characters actually having a genuine conversation. But again, when it does cut back to her again, the person's nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. So it makes me wonder whether or not the story that we were going to get with the Acolyte was originally completely different. It's not to say that it would have been better. It's not to say that it would have been worse. I mean, I don't know how you can get worse than what we've already got when it comes to this show. But I just wanted to point that out because really it blows my mind that we get a $180 million budget. And out of the first 2 episodes, I don't see the money. I don't see the story. Now, yeah, that's not to say that we don't have episode 5 or 6, let's say, being a lot more expensive than, let's say, an episode 1 or something like that. But even still, $180 million. We get ADR all over the place. The story's clunky. It doesn't make sense. And then you get editing mistakes like this that I don't know whether or not they were editing mistakes or not, or they'd already filmed it and they couldn't afford to spend any more money to actually change the story midway through, halfway, quarter way through, at the end. I don't know. But this, what I've seen here, especially when you see the person come around the corner and it looks like it's a Jedi. Oh, it's the other one. That was the one where the little foot comes out. This one here. Who is that? Who is that? So it makes me wonder whether or not the reason why this show is so expensive is because there was lots of rewrites and lots of reshoots and things like that, and that they changed the story as they were going along. And to be honest with you, when it comes to Disney, Lucasfilm, it certainly doesn't surprise me. This is an absolute disaster. It's an absolute abomination. The chief creative officer, Dave Filoni, no doubt, I would have no doubt that being that that's his position, he was overviewing a lot of this stuff. And then you see that promotional stuff between Dave Filoni and Leslie Headland, and he's all on board for it. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if there was reshoots and re-records of the ADR and all of that sort of thing to try and help this story make more sense. And they've failed miserably, and it's cost them a shit ton of money. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of this, and we will keep our eye out in future episodes for other discrepancies like this. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.